I bet you never thought you'd be sitting this morning talking about chest hair. Did you? Listen, do you know the saddest thing about this? Can I ask you a personal question? Are you a single man?
Well, that is a very personal question.
Are you a single man?
I'm not going to talk to you about my personal life.
Are you a single man?
No,
you mind
your own
not?
business. You mind your own business.
Are you a single man?
Are you asking about my chest hair?
Isn't it very sad that they knew where to find you? Isn't it? That's the worst thing.
Me and Damon Quinn. He misses an Oscar. I get the Nolan show.
Would you see? No, I met the other guys from the Hole in the Wall gang there on Friday, and I said to them, "Not required in Hollywood, lads."
I know.
I'm cruel, aren't I?
That was a nice last item for us, because you are wearing a tie as we speak, aren't you?
I am indeed, of course.
You are the best dressed man in the building.
Oh God, thank you.
In your yellow suit.
Oh, thank you. See you later.
Yellow. Have a good one.
We'll know where you are tomorrow.
I met a gentle ballroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. She must have heaved me right across her shoulders.
That's hard to beat. Honky Tonk Woman, of course, originally recorded by the Rolling Stones. That's a cover version by Travis Tritt, believe it or not, and a bunch of Nashville sidemen. It's just about the best version I've ever heard. It's from an album called Stone Country, STONE COUNTRY. It's a collection of Rolling Stones tracks performed by all those people. I may play another one again today. I keep bringing this CD out every once in a while because it is a classic. What an opener, huh?
Yeah,
I can
very
see
good.
Even
Very
you
good.
were stunned.
Yes.
So listen, the numbers
Ken
are
about. Is Ken about?
What seems to be the trouble?
I'm not
Everything's
going-
in order.
I'm not going to tell you. I just need Ken.
Are you in trouble?
Yes.
Are
Both-
you?
Both Emma and I are in trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can understand Emma, but you? I see you holding your ears.
Yes.
What seems to be the trouble? No, confide in me. That's what I'm
No.
here for.
No.
We're all a part of a team, aren't we? Anything that's wrong in there, it's
I
important.
need Ken.
No, you have to tell me what it is so I can summon him. He's probably listening to the radio.
You're all right
He
then?
won't come in unless I ask him to. That's my instructions to him. Never come in unless I ask you to on the air. He's in his own room listening
I've
to me
got
now.
Ken and an assistant. I've got two now.
Are they
you
in
know what
there?
the problem is, Ken? Can you see the problem? Ken, can you see the problem? No, Ken.
problem
Can you see the problem? It's in there. Could you?
It's me.
Could you, Ken, please?
What's wrong?
Without telling them, Ken, please.
Ken has now left the room. What's going on here? Ken looked at something. Is it me in here? Is he coming in here?
Yes.
What's he want? What do you want, Ken? Get out of here. What do you want? What did he say is wrong? What is it? What is it?
Just go ahead, Ken. Keep on working, Ken.
I'm sorry to keep the people in the dark.
Thank you,
but
Ken. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Oh, I know what was wrong.
Yes.
I know what was wrong.
Yes, we didn't trust you.
Is that it?
It's the headphones.
What happened was that I deduced from what happened there, that little pantomime, that Mr. Coyle's
you.
earphones were incredibly loud.
Yes.
And I control all aspects of the volume in here.
Yes.
But he wouldn't trust me to adjust them for him. So he got an outside agent, namely Ken, to come in. And even he wouldn't tell me what it is, but I noticed what knob he touched. And I may interfere with this as the programme goes on. Anyway, never mind that. There are people listening to this programme wondering when it's going to start. It's going to start now. We will be doing all kinds of stuff today. We'll be talking about nothing to do with the election. Don't worry about that. You're safe. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme, the election down south, that is. Have you been following that?
Yes.
Do you know what amazes me?
I watched it.
What amazes me?
It's not the same. There's
No, what amazes me? People think it's going to be different. I mean, it's just the same suits and the same heads on the same shoulders. I mean, if the other crowd had been in control this last 40 years, nothing would have been different. It's just the same thing. People say, oh, get you guys in. All those other guys are no good. They're all the same. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The email address for those of you who are involved in that facility is Gerry. What did I say? Involved in that facility? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't know what to say.
No, I know.
My words got all jumbled up. This is sometimes happening.
Did you watch a Nottage with Ken Dodd?
I was spared that last night. I tell you what happened. I happened to walk through a room and a TV was on at this particular time, and I saw this grizzled face looked like a tortoise. And I said, that used to be Ken Dodd, and it was him. Did you watch it?
No.
I imagine it would be very good because he's a wonderful solo performer and a wonderful purveyor of gags.
Yes.
The email address is Gerry. Why did you ask me if I watched it or not? If you
Because
didn't say?
I think it was on a Saturday night, was it? Was it Saturday night?
Last night.
Oh, was it last
Or maybe
night?
it was Saturday night, I
I thought
don't
it was
know.
Saturday night.
Anyway, why did you ask me
No,
that?
I was curious. I had it been on at a better time, I would have watched it.
Is that a bad time for you?
Well, I think it was around 9 o'clock-ish or 8 o'clock Saturday night.
But you're normally in by then.
I know, but it was
You
still
always go out
bad.
early
Anyway.
to avoid the people. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk, and the text messaging service for those of you who wish you'd gone to school more often when you were younger is 81771. A lady writes to me, a lady from Hong Kong. She says, Cherith McCord is my name. I'm from Ballymena. I'm still living in Hong Kong, and I want to wish my dad, Ian Cameron, a very happy 50th birthday today. Happy birthday, Ian. My parents and my sister Ruth came to visit us a couple of weeks ago, and we had a great time with them. It's not much like Ballymena here. I know. Have you ever... We've been in Hong Kong. No, you
No,
were in
I
Singapore.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in Hong Kong?
No.
Wonderful place.
Where were you in Hong Kong?
Never you mind.
When were you in
I
Hong
went to
Kong?
Hong Kong during one of my private visits to Australia. I stopped over in Hong Kong. I go other places, you know. You're not there sometimes. We celebrated his 50th birthday and went out for a great meal and ate...
Funny you never said that before. Funny, that's the first time we've heard of you being in Hong Kong. I mean, it's not the sort of thing you would keep from us, the listeners.
I'm an international traveller.
You would tell people you were in Hong Kong.
You don't know where I'd be half the time.
Where did you stop in Hong Kong?
In a hotel.
What do you call it?
Sheraton.
Ah, likely tale.
You asked me and I told you.
No.
You don't believe a word I say.
No, I do not.
We celebrated his 50th birthday. They're very cheap, the Sheratons in Hong Kong, because, if you're on your way through. We celebrated his 50th birthday and went out for a great meal and ate Peking duck, amongst other delights. Do you like Peking duck? Do you?
Yeah.
That's the one that they hang. My dad is a big fan of the programme and will be sure listening this morning. So happy birthday, Daddy. Have a great day and don't worry, you're not the age of Gerry yet. He still has plenty of energy. Thank you. Oh, Gerry, we have seen a Chinese look-alike of you in this office building of ours. We've been trying to take a photograph of him, but haven't quite got it yet. I'm sure he's pleased at that. He's the total spit of you. We'll email it to you when we get it. That reminds me of the Chinese person who was put in a police lineup. And said, there's no point in putting me in there. He said, all you white men look the same to me.
Uh-huh.
Blame the bankers.
I was speaking to a man.
Yes.
Who is embarking on his 30th marathon.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I haven't really...
former boxer from this town, a young man by the name of Gerry Duddy. And I was telling him about you, and he said he'd heard about you in New York.
Yes.
So I said to him, well, he's got the runners, he's got the slippers, and he's about to start running. He says, tell him not to. Tell him no. Talk to people before he embarks. Tell him he was been deadly serious about this now. And he said exactly. Remember the fellow you talked to who was a marathon runner. He had completed 7 marathons or something. Remember the guy gave you a bit of advice about the shoes and all.
Yes.
And he said to you, start walking. And young Duddy said exactly the same thing. Walk as fast as you can, and walk fast, and then until you're ready, small run. But talk to people, get advice on it. Do not go out on your own. Just start training on your own. Talk to people before you head out. So,
well, funny you should say that. Over the course of the weekend, particularly Saturday morning and Sunday, because it was a lovely, lovely weather, I took myself out for a little walk, and just as an experiment, I broke into a gallop.
Did you?
I didn't last very long.
No.
I realised this isn't going to be easy.
No.
Because I ran like 200, 300 yards and I was completely exhausted.
Yes, well, I have the name of a man.
I'm going to talk to many men.
But this man was recommended by this boxer. He said to me, he says, tell him to contact this man and he'll give him good advice.
All right, I'll do that.
And talk him through a
Because
program.
I'm going to talk to some people, perhaps people listening don't realise that I'm going to run the New York Marathon in November for charity. And I'm realising that I've never really done any kind of physical exertion before, and I'm a little afraid of it. That frightened me over the weekend because I started to puff like an old man.
Yeah, I know.
And then I realised I am an old man.
But you have a long way to run.
I have a long way to run.
Isn't it 28 miles?
26.
26, that's a long way.
It is a long way. I would have trouble driving that far without having a nap. But I don't know. I'm going to do the best I can because I'm going to give it a good shot.
Well, he asked me, "Were you going?" No, he was been serious. We're having a serious conversation. He said, "Is he going to run it or is he going to walk it?" He said, "Because he can walk it in about 5 hours or something like that." He says,
What I plan to do is, I have a feeling, and I can feel it in me water, that I may not be able. The days for me to run 26 miles are probably gone.
You wouldn't waste.
I probably won't be able to finish that, but what I will do, I'll certainly do maybe 10 miles if I can build myself up to that, and then I'll do the rest in. But
there's no reason why you couldn't walk it.
I'll sprackle the rest.
There's no reason at all. I could walk that.
Fine Gael beat Fianna Fáil when the people had their say. A tsunami of votes and lack of boats swept Fianna Fáil away. We have not 1 penny, said Enda Kenny, and the banks won't lend no more. So every Pat and Mike pick up your pike when the bailiffs knock on the door. To the young I say, please go away, like your fathers did before. Earn good pay in the USA to keep the wolf far from our door. Hold on, said Gerry, with scarf and berry. On Sinn Féin you can bet. In this free state, wipe clean the slate. We're reneging on all our debt. Britain said Labour is our nearest neighbour. Yelled wee Four Eyes Pat Rabbit. Perhaps if we gave them Donegal, the Brits would come up and grab it. Gerry did bawl, the Brits get them all. His temper was on the boil. He would take some names and kick some ass when he got to the Doyle. Said Willie O'D, moustached and wee, I nearly lost me seat. I blame that clown, Big Brian Clown, who's an awfully drinking Pete. Not 1 penny, said Enda Kenny, do we have in our coffers? What am I to bid? What am I bid for O'Connell Bridge? Come on now. Any offers? Then a leprechaun called Little Sean produced some crocks of gold. A Celtic mist obscured the sun as it did in days of old. So let the truth go out with yell and shout from every high church steeple. Ireland are again in cold and rain, a land of little people. What do we want? Change. When do we want it? 10 years ago. 10 years
There's
ago.
a call for you in one.
I'm not taking it.
Oh, why not?
Because I am taking it.
Ah, good.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry Anderson.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
It's John here.
Don't be frightened by some of the noises that come from this programme. We mean well and we are nice people.
Apparently, Gerry, I'm looking at it, and you know, an ordinary camera, a film camera, for taking photos.
Sorry, what was that again? Sorry, I missed that. An ordinary cine camera?
You know this camera, you know, the ordinary camera you put a film in this, not the.
He's looking for the film of a camera. You know,
Can you translate that?
Yes, you know, a camera. You used to buy the little roll of film. You put it and wind it around, put it up to number 1, take a photograph, forward to number 2.
How come you can understand all that?
Because I'm listening to it.
All right, okay. You want... Okay, what's that again, sorry?
It's a camera for taking photos.
Camera for taking photos?
Camera.
Yeah.
Where you put the film into.
You put the film into it, yeah?
An ordinary wee camera.
You're looking for one of those? You're looking for a camera that you put a film in?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those for a long time. But I'm sure you can get them. Any particular kind of camera you want to put film in to take photos?
No, just the ordinary Kodak camera, you know.
Could be Kodak, something like that. I remember those. Maybe you should take the thing out, and if you weren't very careful, you'd wipe the whole lot. And you'd wipe the spool out. Say, how does that go? They go, you wiped them all! And then sometimes when you brought them, you're going on a plane or something, and you put the spool through, if you put it through the X-ray, they'd say, you wiped all those photographs. Nothing like that happens now. There's no fun anymore. You can't wipe all your photographs. Okay, we'll try and get you one of those. Whereabouts are you? What part of the country are you residing in? Or where are you?
Tyrone.
Tyrone. All right, then. Okay, we'll get you a camera if we can. Anyone out there knows where to get that little camera with a little film in it? Or maybe you can't get the little film anymore.
Does he want the camera or just the film?
The camera.
The whole lot, right, okay.
The whole thing from scratch.
Right. Okay.
All right, then. Thank you. Good man.
All right.
Bye. I didn't understand a word that man was saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Is something wrong with me? What is it?
You're just not listening, that's all. It's Monday morning, you're a wee bit hyper. You see, you haven't settled down yet.
Okay.
Can you take your camera through hand luggage?
Of course you
See,
can.
I don't have a camera, so I don't know.
And you don't go anywhere either.
But it's just when you pointed out the fact that one time you used to...
Oh, there was a time you had to be careful,
yeah.
that kind of thing, because there were all kinds of dark rumours that if you put your camera through the radar thing, that would wipe all your photographs. All rubbish, of course. And there has been terror tales of people going off to America, making film, maybe TV people, putting them through that, and then they come and they look into the editing suite and they find there's nothing on their thing.
All lies?
Because of the radar thing. All lies. Never happened. I realise it doesn't happen. You should go places, find out things, do things,
No,
experiment.
but I don't have a camera, so I've never experienced
I'll
that.
get you one for Christmas. What did I get you last Christmas? Can't remember what it was. I'll get you a Christmas present this time that you'll never forget. Going to play a little music now and try and settle down. This is Ricky Warwick, Belfast Confetti.
There's a time and a place where I run, way up on Scrabble Hill. I pray for my future, I bleed for my past, way up on Scrabble Hill. All the promises I made there, this one was made to last. Oh, take me home. Mountains of mourn won't tell anyone. They're keeping secrets buried deep with lies. All these years forever drawn to the town where blood was born. Watch the Belfast confetti raining down, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down, raining hard, fast it's raining cold, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down, hard, cold into my soul, raining down, raining down. There's a time and a place where I know, way up on Scrabble Hill, where the grace of God and guns won't echo, way up on Scrabble Hill, where the memories are ghosts that don't haunt me anymore. Oh, take me home. Mountains of morn won't tell anyone. They're keeping secrets buried deep with lies. All these years forever drawn to the town where blood was born. Watch the Belfast confetti raining down, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down. Raining hard, fast, it's raining cold, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down. Hard, cold into my soul, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down, raining down. My wonderland, my holy ground, forged in blood, lay all my troubles down. Revelation's near, hit them with a stone, be a part of me, and I'll never walk alone. Watch the Belfast confetti raining down, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down. Raining hard, fast, it's raining cold, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down. Hard, cold into my soul, raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down, raining down, raining down, raining down, raining down, raining down.
That's Ricky Warwick from Belfast. That's a song called Belfast Confetti. He was in the studio a few months back. Very, very good singer. He'd spent some time in LA, and now he's filling the shoes of Phil Lynott during the current reincarnation, if I may use that word, of Thin Lizzy. See the things I know. I sometimes amaze myself at the general knowledge that I display on this programme. Yeah. It's all off the top of my head. You think it's all written down?
Well, it can't be off the top of your head.
It is off the top. Why not?
No, I don't mean that.
Speaking of the top of my head, I've decided to go through with it.
Well, I was thinking about that this morning. Janet was very concerned about you.
In what way?
Janet talked to me privately. I hope she's not listening. Janet talked to me privately.
Mm-hmm. What did she say? It's getting worse.
I don't want to say.
Go on.
No, well, let's just say.
I can take it. This will help me to make a decision. Go on.
All she said was, I think he should do it. That's all she said. That's all.
Well, that means it's getting worse.
Aye.
I have this, it's an affliction. It's genetic.
Well, stop talking about it and just
I'm not going to stop talking about it because if I talk about it, it means I have to do it.
You've been talking about it for a year now.
No, this is not cosmetic. Well, every time I saw... Do you know what made up my mind? I saw Jimmy Nesbitt the other night on the TV. His hair is great. If I see Keelty, I'll probably scratch his eyes out. These men, formerly men who are losing their hair, are suddenly now extremely hirsute. I see no reason at all why I shouldn't join them. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ring Jimmy Nesbitt. I'm going to tell him to tell the people that do the thing how famous I am in the north. And that if I do it, everyone will want to do it from up here. Because they don't know me down there, you see.
Right.
I'm talking about a transplant here.
Well,
a heart transplant.
Janet was very emotional when she was talking about it.
Janet thinks the world of me.
As she does.
And she knows that, I haven't long to go. Yeah. And she's very concerned.
She'd like you to go with a full head of hair.
Exactly. Yeah. She wants me to go down fighting.
Yes.
She knows that there's a year or two. See, I'm great in every other way, as you know. That's the only flaw I have. I mean, look at me. Look, Emma. Ask Emma. Right. Ask Emma. Am I a good-looking guy or not? Go on, ask her. Ask her.
Well, I've seen you better on a Monday morning. I can tell you now. I can tell you that. But you're looking all right.
Yeah, gee, thanks.
You're nothing, I
was not right home about.
You're sitting at a very nice 7. Out of 10.
Well, you see,
I think that's
you
not
know?
bad for a Monday
All right,
morning.
Not bad
I think
at all.
that's good.
See, nobody knows what we're like in the morning. This is not television, you know. We've seen some horrible sights in here in the mornings. Some of the people. This is a radio station, of course.
Is it?
No need for that. I'm just explaining to the listeners that
Who are listening on the radio?
people
Yes.
people who work here, people who walk in here, sometimes don't care what they look like because it doesn't matter what they look
Yes.
like. It's different when you're down in UTV in Belfast and BBC Television. People walking in wearing suits with their shoes shined and everything and their hair combed because they might be on television. But here, nobody's going to be on television. Nobody's going to see them. Just stay to some of them. Have you seen Desi?
I'm not getting involved in this. There's a call on one.
Tell Gerry and the listeners to try the National Health Service podcasts.
For what?
Apparently, it's for those totally unfit and want to start running. 9 weeks of podcasts, starting with walking for 90 seconds, followed by running for 60 seconds. That'd be great. You'd be back home in a minute and a half. What running for? Walk? Should I walk for hours? And
Do
then run?
not.
I do.
You do not.
I do.
Wait, give me. How long can you walk for?
What do you mean? How long can I walk?
How long
for?
can
I don't know how long I can walk
No.
for. On Saturday and Sunday, each day I walk for
Time-wise.
2.5 hours.
You can
Each
walk.
day.
You can walk for 2.5 hours.
I do it every day. I can. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Yeah.
No, I know. I know you're telling lies.
How do you know I'm telling lies?
I know you're telling lies.
I'm not
because
telling
I've
lies.
been walking longer than you, and I can walk for 3 hours, and I would feel it in my knees and my ankles. I
can walk for 2.5. You think that I can't walk as far as you? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
because I'm walking long. I'm like Noel Thompson. I'm an experienced walker.
You're not an experienced. What do you mean an experienced walker? Everybody walks.
No, they do not. They don't walk as much as me or Noel.
But you're just looking in people's windows. That's not walking. That's nosying. I walk on the roads.
I walk the highways and the byways.
I know that's only because you're trying to get out of the
Hill
house.
and down Dale.
Is there a woman here?
Yes.
Hello, good morning. Sorry for all this. Sorry you had to listen to this. We've only got a couple of minutes. Sorry if we were cutting you short. What can we do for you today?
Good morning, Gerry.
Good morning.
I was wondering if you could help me and ask if there's anywhere in the greater Belfast area where I could get one of the old-fashioned tape recorders.
Old-fashioned tape recorder. No, we're looking for a camera with a film in it.
I know.
They're looking for a tape recorder. What is this? Darby and Joan week? All right then. And any particular type of tape recorder? A Grundig? Something like that?
Sony or something.
Really?
Anything really.
Have you got tapes? Do you have tapes?
Well, yes. I'm a blind person and
Yes.
I get a lot of audio material.
Oh, that's great.
A lot of the organisations have moved to CD, but some of them still use the tapes.
Have they? Do they still use the tapes?
And my last tape recorder just gave out on Saturday there.
These are reel-to-reel tapes?
No, just the ordinary
Is it cassette?
cassette.
Oh, cassette. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, love. I thought you were looking for a reel-to-reel tape.
Oh, not at all.
Oh, no, a cassette.
No, cassette.
Oh, yeah. People are still using cassettes then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh, well, that shouldn't be difficult at all. Any particular type of one you want?
Well, as I say, Sony, I heard they were still making them, but I
Sony?
can't find one.
All right. Anybody out there's got I'm sure many people out there have a cassette recorder that they're not using anymore. I would gladly give it to you because
Well,
you need it more than most.
Oh, indeed, yes.
Absolutely. So anyone out there, please, if you do have a decent cassette recorder in good nick, by all means consider letting this lady have it because it would mean the world to you, I imagine.
Oh, yes. I mean, when
All
I
right,
get tapes now, or cassettes, I won't be able to listen to them.
I had one myself there up until recently. I give it to somebody. I would have given you my own.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. So the number to ring if you want to help this lady: 08459 555 678. We'll get you one before 12 o'clock, love. Don't you worry.
Thank you, Gerry, very, very much.
We'll get back to you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
Good morning, the BBC News at 11 o'clock. I'm Emma Louise Johnston. Fine Gael will begin talks with Labour this afternoon about forming the next Irish government. The two biggest parties in the general election are widely expected to form a coalition. Fine Gael leader Enda Kenny says he wants a swift deal. A reassessment of people on incapacity benefit here begins this week. The government says the interviews are designed to see if the claimant is fit for some type of work. Some claimants, though, may see their income cut. Social Development Minister Alex Atwood says it doesn't mean people are claiming illegitimately.
If we can help people, let's help people. But let's not go down this road. That is part of the story at the moment, that there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands who are guilty of fraud and abuse in the benefit system. That's not what the facts suggest. If there is anybody, let's identify them. Let's ensure that abuse stops.
Police say an 18-year-old man questioned about raping a 15-year-old girl in Carrickfergus has been released on bail pending further inquiries. It happened on Saturday night in a churchyard. The public inquiry panel who've been examining how the police handled the sectarian killing of Robert Hamill have completed their report. The 25-year-old Catholic man was beaten to death by a loyalist mob in Portadown almost 13 years ago. The inquiry's findings will not be released until 3 prosecutions in connection with the case have concluded. The King's Speech has won 4 Oscars at the Academy Awards, including Best Film, Best Original Screenplay and Best Director. The film's star, Colin Firth, was named Best Actor. Natalie Portman won Best Actress for The Black Swan. The Northern Ireland team behind The Crush missed out on the Best Short Film, but the film's director, Michael Cray, says he's not too disappointed.
You hear all the A-list stars saying that, I'm not disappointed, I was just happy to be nominated, but in our case, it's true. Experiencing that ceremony and getting on the red carpet and seeing all these people that been used to seeing on the big screen, so it's just terrific.
And now the weather with Cecilia Daly.
A fine day is expected with plenty of blue sky and sunshine, and after a chilly start it will feel pleasantly mild by lunchtime with temperatures of 9 or 10 Celsius and no more than a light breeze. Clouds will gather from the west later today and a much cloudier evening and night will follow, so frost less likely tonight. A few spots in the southeast will drop to around 1 or 2 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
The M2 has been reopened heading out of Belfast between Sandyknows and Temple Patrick following this morning's traffic collisions, and traffic is now moving well in and around the city. Onto roadworks, and lane restrictions will be in place on all approaches to the Lisburn Road, Balmoral Avenue, Stockman's Lane Junction, starting from 8 o'clock tonight until 6 tomorrow morning, and every night through until Friday morning. A 4-way temporary traffic control will be in place at all times whilst work is being carried out. And at the George Best Belfast City Airport, the 10:30 flight from Cork has been further delayed until 12:30. Aileen Moyna reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, the Republic's election. Fine Gael and Labour in talks already. Sinn Féin were big winners though, weren't they? Will it knock on here in May? And what was the secret of their success? Our prisons, more staff than inmates and 95 grand a year to keep them in. Will today's report make a difference? Is a road dug up near you? Feels like there are roadworks everywhere, doesn't it? Is it disrupting your life? Should it be done at night? And can you grout? Can you poach an egg? Wire a plug? If not, join the plebs, people lacking everyday basic skills. And tell me what you're bad at. Join the debate on Talkback at 12.
Did you hear Wendy asking if you can grout?
I can't grout.
You can't grout?
No.
I thought you could grout.
No, I can scummel.
Scummel? Oh, sorry, I thought that was your specialty, grouting.
I can't grout, nor can I poach an egg.
These people out there are very cruel. Gerry, make sure when you're getting your travel insurance sorted out for this marathon that it includes cover for bringing you back home in a box. Do you hear that?
Yeah,
Do you hear that kind of thing?
Yes.
A gentleman says, try the chemist on Castle Street in Strabane. I don't know why he's asking me that. I do realise there's a programme on tonight at 25 to 11 about connections between American presidents and people in Northern Ireland. Why were you not consulted?
Do you know who they're talking about tonight?
Pardon?
Do you know what president they're talking about?
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson, yes.
That's what I'm asking you. Did they not consult you at all?
No.
You've been a direct descendant?
Yes.
I blame the researchers these days.
I'm not watching it.
Don't watch it.
I refuse to watch it.
Switch that TV off.
I shall.
Gerry, give us a bit of Roy Orbison, Penny Arcade. You've probably got that in your pocket. For Oil Joe, he's retiring tomorrow from shorts. He's a young 62. Well, congratulations, Joe, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. Please play The Last Time by the Tractors from that album Stone Country. This is it. This is one of the best versions of The Last Time you'll ever hear it, and better than the Stones, I think. Listen to that.
Well, I told you once, I told you twice. You don't listen to my advice. You don't try very hard to please me. With what you know, it should be easy. Oh, this could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, sorry, girl, I can't stay. Feeling like I do today. There's too much pain and too much sorrow. I guess I'll feel the same tomorrow. This could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I told you once, I told you twice. Someone will have to pay the price. Here's a chance to change your mind. 'Cause I'll be gone a long, long time. Hey, this could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe the last time. Maybe the last time, baby. Maybe the last time. Maybe the last time. Last
And now a nod towards the Oscars, which of course took place last night. King's Speech won. Crap movie.
If you were in my movie, I'd have you as the doctor. Small black bag and a big black coat. I'd have you make a house call to the woman. You could lay your diagnostic hand upon her belly and her throat. If you were in my movie, you could be the detective. You could sit behind the desk with a question on your lip. Examine her for motive. Investigate the scene. In the ever-present danger, keep the holster at your hip. If you were in my movie, if you were in my movie, if you were in my movie. If you were in my movie, you could be the priest. Long black frock, white collar at the neck. You could come to the confession. You could give a girl a thrill. You could save her from her passion, keep her body in check. If you were in my movie, if you were in my movie, if you were in my movie. could be the gangster. Double-breasted pinstripe man with a cigarette, go running down the alley with a double-crossing blonde, explaining to the jury that you hadn't done anything yet. If you were in my movie, if you were in my movie, if you were in my movie, if you were in my movie.
That's Suzanne Vega, Close Up, and before that we had The Last Time from that album Stone Country that was performed by the Tractors. 2 Springer Spaniels have gone missing from the Finicky Road area of Belfast. What are you going to do about that?
What can I say about that?
I want you to field calls. 2 Springer Spaniels have gone missing from the Finicky Road area of Belfast on Friday morning. One is a 3-month-old pup who's liver and white. The other is a white 2-year-old dog with a liver head. What's a liver head?
Probably liver head colour.
And he is missing one leg. That's a clue, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 3-legged dog. And Gerry, would you please announce on your show that the Ballymoney Motorcycle Show, where we will be raising money for Macmillan Cancer Care nurses. The show takes place in the Joey Dunlop Leisure Centre this Friday and Saturday the 4th and 5th of March. Top local racers attending will include Northwest 200 winner Paul Robinson, who will have his new bikes on display. There will be a large display of all types of motorcycles, as well as stalls supplying all types of motorcycling products, plus photo displays and memorabilia. The doors open at 5 p.m. on Friday, though, until 10 p.m. and Saturday 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. We encourage everyone to come along. So there we are. That's a big day for the motorcycle people.
There's a man who keeps dropping out. You need to go to him now.
Where is he?
John, he's on one.
Hello, good morning. Dropping out, John. How are you?
Hello, John. How you doing there?
Jerry.
Mr. Anderson, how are you doing?
That's fine, thanks. Hello, how are you?
I made inquiries last week about we're moving out abroad on holidays, and we made inquiries about bringing our dog out with us, but there's no place in Ireland, Northern Ireland anyway, that can fly out dogs anymore. Can you enlighten me on something like that?
Okay, can I ask you roughly where you're going?
We're going to Lanzarote and then maybe Spain and after that, you know.
Okay, so that seems simple enough. So nobody's going to bring a dog out for you?
No, I phoned Belfast International. They said they don't do it anymore.
What you
we would have to go bring the dog to London, fly from London.
I think
that's a bit ridiculous.
Isn't that weird? But I think you probably have to do that because I have never, and I have to be honest with you, I have never seen anyone approaching any kind of airline in Belfast, either Belfast City or Belfast International Airport. I've never seen anyone coming in with a pet. You see it all the time in other airports.
Yeah.
We're the only place in the world, apparently, that you're not allowed to leave a pet.
Yeah, one time my mother, God rest her, said she should bring her dog to London. She could fly from Belfast, British Airways, any time. But they don't do it anymore. I just wonder if there's anywhere else in Ireland that does it.
Okay, well, that's a simple enough question, and I see no reason at all why somebody out there would not know someone out there who's had that similar experience. So anyone out there who've ever taken a pet out of Ireland by plane, tell us how you do it.
Yeah.
You might have to go to Knock or somewhere.
And get it blessed first.
Were you ever at the airport in Knock?
No.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, it's a great airport. I love it. Anyway, it's almost like our own up here. Hardly anybody in it.
Okay.
You walk to the airport, you're the only one there.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, Jerry, when I'm on the air now, because I'm heading to a very good friend of yours now. We're just down Newcastle for the weekend and heading up to see Geordie on our way home to Enniskillen.
You're going up to see Geordie on your way home?
Yeah.
Have you called in to see him before?
No, because I've been talking to him on the phone. Well, that was my dogs and stuff. You know, I've been talking to him. So I'm just going to call and have a... on my way back.
I've never been to Geordie's, but all I can say is beware.
Well, that's okay. I have my wellies and everything.
All right, then. Well, tell him I said hello and tell him to make sure to keep in touch and to make sure that he keeps his good clothes for our bus run.
All right. And another thing before I go, I'm looking for a kitten. If anybody listeners looking, I'm looking for a couple who are looking for a kitten, a little she cat. They lost their cat of 9 years of age and a bit upset, looking for a little black kitten if they could.
Well,
one of your listeners might have one.
I have to say that kittens are 10 a penny. And where is this person who wants the kitten? Where do
Well,
they
it's in the Skilling area.
In the Skilling area?
You have my number. You get. I'll sort it out.
Look at all the things we have to get today. We have to get a tape recorder. We have to get a kitten. We have to get a place.
We got the tape recorder.
Got the tape recorder. Oh, really?
And we got the camera.
And we got the camera. Okay, right. Thank you very much. So you're the next on the list then.
All we need now is a cat.
I would say you get that in Geordie's.
And there's a good
No,
idea.
I already asked Geordie. Geordie says, "Oh, no trouble getting a cat."
There you are.
Well, I've plenty of trouble getting a cat.
All you need to know now is how to get your pet out of the country.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone out there would be able to tell us what the crack is with that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerry.
Bye. Thank you for telling me that they've got the tape recorder and all that thing. You never tell me anything.
I was about to tell you, but
I have an island here.
I couldn't interrupt you.
I never stopped you before. Yeah. Tell me what we've got.
Brenda is on too.
Yeah, well, tell me about the things we've got for the people.
You've got John. Was it John you were talking to?
Yes.
Was it John?
I don't know.
You were talking to him.
I know, but I don't
the
remember
man with
anything.
The camera and Tyrone.
He got the fellow that I couldn't understand.
Yes.
He got his camera?
Got the camera.
What kind of a camera did he get?
The camera that he was looking for. The camera.
What was he looking for? Why must I drag everything out of you? Just tell me what kind of camera he's got.
Sure, you know.
I don't know. The listeners don't know.
He got the camera that takes the phone.
The camera that takes the photographs.
The phone.
Yeah, okay.
That puts in the wee cartridge.
It's got a make? Any kind of a make?
Well, I don't know, I'm sure. So it doesn't matter to him what make it is.
It matters to me. Okay. What else did we get? Did we get a tape recorder for the lady?
We've got...
what kind of a tape recorder did we get for her?
We've got... Someone's got a cassette recorder for sale. There's also... Can
we not get her one for nothing? Why do we have to buy one? Is there no one out there who would give her one?
Well, I don't know. This person phoned to say they've got...
if I was in there, I'd be on top of all this. But you people seem to be so
I gave you the telephone number.
You people are so cack-handed in there. You don't seem to ask anything of anything.
Right,
you don't know the make of anything. In other words, what you're saying to me is that we couldn't get anyone to give that woman a cassette recorder for nothing. Is that what you're saying?
Emma says she has.
Emma says she has one.
Emma's nodding in the corner.
Well, why didn't she kind of talk to you and tell you things, and then you can tell me? Or why doesn't Emma tell me?
Because Emma turned around and said to me earlier, we've got the cassette recorder.
Okay, can I ask you one question? I want an answer, yes or no. Have we got a cassette recorder that lady doesn't have to pay for?
Have we, John? Have we, Emma? It was on the phone. And also, it's on...
we don't want that woman to have to pay for a tape recorder because everyone...
Well, there's one for 35 quid in Argus.
I know, of course there are. But what I'm saying is that every man jack in this country has probably got a cassette recorder in his drawer and he doesn't need. And why should that poor lady, why should we get her to pay for stuff? She's the only one who really needs one. And everybody's got one. I had one up until about 3 or 4 weeks ago and I gave it away to somebody. And I'm sure you've got... Have you got one at home?
No.
I bet you have.
A cassette
recorder. Have you? A cassette player.
I don't even know what a cassette recorder. I can't remember what it...
Your wife probably has one. She hasn't told you about it.
Are you talking about a round spool thing?
Do you know what a cassette is?
Yes, I remember them now.
Do you remember?
It's coming to me. Believe it, I didn't think what it was.
Yeah. And you had a machine, you put those in?
Yes, and you press and record.
Have you got one of those?
No.
We have one here, actually. We should rip her out the wall.
Brenda.
What?
Brenda.
Brenda what?
2.
Hello, Brenda.
Good morning, Gerry.
How are you? I'm sorry, that this is so disjointed.
I know you're always arguing on that programme.
What would it be like if I had a programme where people were trying to help me?
I don't know.
I think I'd probably die of boredom.
You need more of the public in to give you a hand as that boy you have.
I think we're serving the public badly because they're treated with contempt and disdain. And I'm doing the best I can because I've got a good heart.
Oh, I know you
I do the best I can, but I can't do everything. I'm trapped in this chair with all the machinery.
I know.
It's up to me and all the people around me to do my good works, but nothing seems to be done, and the people, it's all coming back at me, and they think I'm some kind of monster.
I think you need a holiday, Gerry.
I think I need another. It's a week since I had one.
I think you need another one. Far, far away this time.
Yes, thank you. What can we do for you now?
Now, I was just listening the other morning when you were talking about Liam Neeson and what do you call him, Nesbitt?
Jimmy Nesbitt, yes.
Playing different parts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one was playing the Catholic role and the other one
yes.
was playing the Protestant
I
role.
thought that was great switch. Yeah.
I thought that was marvellous, and I thought, well, I wish that could happen all the time.
And Liam Neeson was a great Protestant, and Jimmy Nesbitt was a great Catholic.
They're both absolutely marvellous.
Yeah.
And I love the both of them. But I had written a poem away, 1990, whatever, and it was when our troubles were sort of, they were discussing coming to an end or...
Yeah, winding down, I think the expression, yeah.
Uh-huh. So I had written this poem, Northern Ireland.
Uh-huh.
So I just wanted to know, Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it. You go ahead in your own time.
Right.
First of all, tell me what prompted you to write it.
Pardon?
What prompted you to write it?
Just sat one day and thought about the troubles here and neighbours fighting, and thankfully where I am, we don't fall out. We're all the same.
Yes.
And I just thought of actually Belfast and how they fight both sides, and they can't agree on this and they can't agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be lovely to have peace?
Mm-hmm.
Proper peace.
Yes, and then
And
it
no
came
more
eventually.
fighting.
It came eventually, but yeah.
So anyway, when I written this, there's still a bit of trouble going on, but I had written this anyway, hoping somebody might hear it.
Well, somebody will hear it now.
Pardon?
Somebody will hear it now.
Well, thankfully, I hope so.
Go ahead.
Right. It's called Northern Ireland.
Okay.
The land I love is ever so green. No earthquakes, volcanoes, or such to be seen. Just man hating man, fighting for what? There's so much here, can we not share the lot? So many have died, family and friends. Everyone said, oh, where will it end? It didn't end for over 25 years. The bitterness, heartaches, shedding of tears. The hurt and suffering, all pain was the same. For every religion was to blame. No one could stop the situation. Everyone stood in anticipation. Politicians, government, all were vexed, waiting for what evil would happen next. For evil it was when lives were taken. Even God above had been truly awakened. For the terrible deeds which have taken place, I hope he'll forgive when they have to face his kingdom high above, where tears will flow no more, where we'll all be brothers and sisters on his golden shore. Peace is such a wondrous thing. Now we can lift our hearts and sing. Like the birds in the sky fly and soar. Rejoice, the fighting will be no more. We look to the future now, not the past, praying that peace will always last.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much.
So that's it.
It's good to get that aired finally, isn't
That
it?
was lovely, Gerry. Now, I'm glad now, and I hope someone appreciates that and understands it.
I'm sure they will.
And we
That was
can
lovely.
all be brothers and sisters when our day comes.
Okay. Good, nice sentiments. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for reading
You're
that.
welcome, and it's lovely to speak to you, Gerry.
Nice to speak to you.
And don't you two fall out anymore.
No, I'm not going to fall out with him anymore,
And
unless I
what's
have
that
to.
Geordie Tuft?
I know. He's an awful, awful wee man.
Yes, he's dreadful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You know, I think I'm becoming an icon.
Do you think so?
It's amazing how many inquiries I've had recently, people looking for old television shows of mine. I don't know what it is. I think I'm becoming fashionable again. Do you know the way I was always ahead of the pack?
Yeah.
Do you know the way I was always unpopular?
Yes.
Always because, I always thought it was because I was dislikable. But now I realise I was always just one step ahead of everyone else. I was too advanced for my time. And now the people are starting to catch up with me. Isn't it a
See, I
comforting
think you're
thing?
ready for a chat show again.
No, I couldn't do that.
I think you could. I think
can't,
you could
no.
do it your own way.
No.
Yes, you could.
No, I
With
don't
the
want-
people
no.
that you'd want to talk to.
No.
Yes.
No. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm doing something very interesting this weekend, which I think I should tell the listeners about. I'm going over to England this weekend, and I'm going to spend a couple of days with Jimmy Ellis.
We see.
Jimmy Ellis.
You see.
James Ellis, of course, wonderful. He's 80 now, you know. Jimmy's 80. But he's still well at himself. And what a wonderful career. And we don't have to tell people about Jimmy Ellis. Jimmy Ellis was the first guy who went over and made the Northern Ireland accent acceptable in acting circles, because there was a time before, if actors went from Northern Ireland, they're allowed to talk like that. Hello, mate. And nobody ever accepted a Northern Ireland accent. Stephen Boyd had the same problem in the movies, and indeed Jimmy Ellis helped him a lot and advised him as to what to do, advised him to become a Canadian. Because that was the kind of halfway step between Northern Ireland and England. And then when he became famous, Stephen Boyd then said he was in Belfast, and people were going, what? Talk like that? Anyway, I'm going to do a special programme which will be on St. Patrick's Day. Jimmy talking about his life. I'm really looking forward to that. And there's no need for you to be there. I know that's a hurtful thing to say.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Maeve McIver of Talbot Park here in Derry, Londonderry, from all her carers. Maeve's a big listener to the show and she thinks the programme's great. And a gentleman wrote to me, Paul McCoon, who lives in Brunei, which is a very dodgy place to live, I would imagine, at the moment. Do you remember he told us about he had 3 chickens and they were in a cage with 2 pythons?
No.
He said there's only 1 now. Well, I'm coming home this week, and I would say not a moment too soon. He's looking to get out. I will miss the 25p per litre fuel. That's good price, isn't it? Nice food. And my shave from an Indian barber. I get a full head and face shave with a cutthroat razor, and many types of lotions put on in the process, finished with a head massage and a back massage, which goes on for nearly an hour. For the whole thing, just super, very relaxing, even when my back and head is getting slapped and rubbed. Every man should try it.
Did you ever have a shave with an open razor?
Yes, I did.
I wouldn't dream.
You don't trust the people?
No, I don't trust, no.
The best place to get a shave with an open razor is New York. There are certain
what
little...
about Turkey?
What?
What about Turkey?
Turkey?
Turkey.
What about Turkey?
They specialise in the...
I didn't know that. Turkish bath?
Yeah.
There's a barber in Belfast you can get shaved with an open neck razor.
It's just me.
I know. Anyway, listen, never mind this idle talk. We have stuff to do here. Justin Black has just been in to give me a copy of his new album, and this is one of the tracks from it. It's a track that I heard before. It's called Furniture Can Save Your Life.
Doesn't mean that I'm strong. It doesn't mean that I'm better than you. I could write you a letter or two, but I won't. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm
Gerry
fed
Show.
up with you. I should try and forget about you, but I don't. Cause for concern, I pause for the burn. Maybe I've learned, let it go, let it go. No, you won't let it go. When your mind is stuck in time, and the honesty won't leave you alone. Let it show. You've got to let it go. Something's telling me stay. How do I turn my feelings away? I figured out how to hide them, but they will not go. And on my way out, I pause for the doubt. There's no need to shout. Let it go, let it go. No, you won't let it go. When your mind is stuck in time, and the honesty won't leave you alone. Let it go. Oh no, no, you won't let it go. When your heart's been torn apart and it's killing you, do not let it show. You've got to let it go. For concern, I pause for the burn. Maybe I've learned, let it go, let it go. No, you won't let it go. When your mind is stuck in time, and the honesty won't leave you alone. Let it go. Oh no, no, you won't let it go. When your heart's been torn apart. got to let it go. If you don't, oh no.
That's Justin Black, of course. That's not the track I said it was. I said it was going to be Furniture Can Save Your Life. I made a mistake. It's an equally nice track. It's called Let It Go. That's from his new album. I'll be playing more of that as the time goes on. Look, here's a piece of information I wasn't aware of. A gentleman writes to me and he said, I was on a plane from Stansted to Belfast, and on the plane was no less a person than Nadine Coyle. And she said, I said hello to her, and she was nice. And she told me that she had to go to a different part of the airport because she had to pick up her dog.
There you are.
Could have been Cheryl Cole.
Oh, that's cruel. Oh, cruel.
Went to see Ronnie Greer's blues band at the Island Centre in Lisburn Saturday night. Anthony Turner was part of the lineup. No mean guitarist. And Grania Duffy came on the second half. An absolute feast of the blues. Gerry, and all for the price of a £12 ticket. You see, the people are sitting in the house like you, missing all this wonderful music that's going on out there. Happy 50th birthday to Michael from Lisburn from Auntie Beryl and Mervyn. Look at me reading
Were you
stuff.
at it, were you?
No.
So
I
you
don't
missed
go to
it-
Lisburn
you-
on a
you-
Saturday night.
So you missed it as well.
Well, I don't usually go to Lisburn on a Saturday
Well, when
night.
do I go to Lisburn?
I'm not suggesting you go.
But you
I'm just-
says I'm sitting in the house and I'm missing all
But
that.
you never go anywhere.
Yeah, but yeah.
MS are
Neither do
holding
you.
Here's MS are holding a dance in the City Hotel in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry on March the 18th. Tickets are £10. When did you go to that?
Well, I'll go if you go.
I'm not going. I don't go anywhere. You were talking about the Stone Country. Could you please play something else from it? Yes, I'm going to play Jumpin' Jack Flash and 2 tickets. 2 tickets for sale to the Saturdays, who are appearing tonight in Belfast. I'm not quite sure where. We'll take 30 quid for the 2. That seems like a bargain. 2 tickets for sale to the Saturdays tonight in Belfast. Those are all those lovely women. I'd go to that. Contact Radio Foyle 370 600 if you want to.
The last time you featured the Stoned Country on your show, you did exactly the same thing.
What did I do?
You played all the music from your show was from the one album.
Really?
Yes.
Why did I do a thing like
I
that?
don't know. Which is what you're doing today.
Because I'm Fran.
Yeah.
No, every once in a while I just feel that, I can feel what the people need.
No, every once in a while you don't have any CDs ready for the show and you lift the first one you see and say,
Do you think-
I shall feature that today?
Do you think that I would come on here on the radio and tell the people that I'm going to play some particular tracks from one CD because I didn't bother to bring any down
No,
with
you
me?
don't tell the people that, but we
Do you
know the
think-
reason why.
No, but that's a wrong thing to say. Do you think that I would sink to that level? Do you think that I would cheat the listeners like that? Do you think that I would treat the listeners with such contempt that I'd be too lazy to look at all the CDs and only bring down one CD and say this will do them rightly?
Yes.
No, that's what I did. Great shows last week. Great shows which passed the time for our hard-working MLAs up at Stormont as they sat twiddling their thumbs waiting for loose women to appear on television. Loose women? Sniffed Tommy my cat. I hate, loathe and despise loose women. So vulgar, so crude, so awful, so loud. I climbed up on the china cabinet that was made in Taiwan and I said, the women you see on Loose Women are real women, without any guile or pretence. When women are around men, they're all nicey-nicey. But when women are in a gang, they turn into wild, feral creatures with aggressive knickers and sharp claws. In the name of Slattery's goat, said Tommy, are you saying that women are as bad as the men? Not as bad, I yelled. They're worse! Have you ever seen a group of women out on a hen night, yelling, roaring, showing their drawers, producing their chests, molesting passers-by? Then in the morning, a little painted waif dressed in virginal white will mutter demurely, "Aye day," and another unsuspecting male will be drawn into the clutches of the black widow spider. If that be the case, said Tommy, why do men get married? Many reasons, I said. Love, wanting to settle down, pressure from their mother, shotguns. But women smell so nice, said Tommy. So does deadly nightshade, I replied. Women use scent, perfume as a lure. Have you seen Katie Price's perfume? Have you smelt it? They also wear see-through nylons and don't fart for 3 months after they're married. I cried, Geronimo! As I leaped down from the china cabinet, rolled like a paratrooper, pulled out my bayonet and opened a tin of Mrs. Baxter's Scottish sporran soup for dinner. I passed the abode of Stephen Nolan. I saw Blubbermouth out in the garden. He was wearing a giant pair of dungarees and cradling a hoe. Get rid of that painted lady of the night, I yelled. Do you want to see a giant headline screaming from the front pages of the Sunday World? Hoe down at Nolan Manor as Tubby dances the night away with painted slapper. It's not my fault, said Tubby. She latched onto me at the chip shop when I flashed my wad. Big wad! My Assyrian Alsatian, I yelled. I know your old trick. 2 20-pound notes wrapped around a wad of toilet paper. How do you know that? Roared Tubby. Have you been talking to Anderson? I tapped my nose and said, that's for me to know and you to find out. Clear off, said Tubby. I'm sowing an early crop of runner beans. Better get your front gate fixed, Dad, I laughed. You don't want the beans running away down the street. Good thinking, blunder woman, said Tommy. And it was then I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that a man can be just as stupid as he looks. Oh no, I'm going to play this one. What?
There's a call pending.
A call pending?
Yes.
What does that mean? A call pending? I was going to play another track from Stone Country because I thought the listeners might want to hear it. Where is the call pending from?
John's on one.
Is he? Good morning.
Gerry.
Yes, John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Just a guy who rang in wanted to know about Geordie's place.
Yes.
I have reason to pass Geordie's place most days, and he'll know it.
He'll know it when he sees it. Now, I have to
he'll know
confess. I have to confess to a certain amount of lack of knowledge on this because I have never visited Geordie, but many people have described it to me, and I think you're about to do it as well.
It probably is. I'll tell you, there's 2 of every kind. It kind of looks like the Ark.
Yes.
After the water had gone, but there are things in there which I would say have not been named yet.
Right.
There's all sorts, and there is the dog with the one eye. But also, you're talking about the best clothes that he's maybe going to wear to your bus trip.
Yes.
There was a shirt on his line, and there was that many holes in it. You could put it on 4 or 5 different ways. Mm-hmm. So if he comes down wearing that, but it's a lovely place.
What you're saying is that a variety of wildlife.
A variety of wildlife. There's 2 of every sort. There's goats with 1 horns, and there's definitely a dog blind in 1 eye.
Well, I liked your description earlier, like Noah's Ark without the water.
It was definitely Noah's Ark without the water.
Well,
and there was a distinct smell of Jay's sleuth. Where I think he's washed a few of them down.
No, I have to say that, to be fair to Geordie, he has invited me to his home on many occasions. Yeah. But I've decided I've made a professional decision not to visit.
No, you should go down. It'll be an experience. I've stopped a few times just to ponder and look at the animals, and I have to say it's quite a place, quite a nice place. And there's a lovely smell of peat.
Of peat?
Yeah, peat burns. Lovely smell of peat coming from the chimney,
See, Geordie lives an idyllic life, you see. People don't realise he's his own man. He's like a man would have been in 1840 in the prairie.
Yeah, it's totally as he describes it.
Exactly. And every once in a while he makes his house go on fire when he wants a little company.
And I tell you, it can't be easy to live like that.
It's not easy living like that. You need dedication.
And Geordie does well.
Yeah, and you need to be a man willing to eat a whole duck egg and then drink a bottle of Perchin after, which does marvels for your stomach.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for that graphic description. Thank you for bothering to
No
call.
worries, Gerry. Talk to you later.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Cheers,
Bye. Here's a track from an album which I treasure greatly. It's called Stone Country. The people want to hear this.
What?
It's all right now. In fact,
Jumpin' Jack Flies, that's Rodney Crowell, and that's from that album Stone Country. I have to confess that one is not as good as the Rolling Stones version. There's a couple of tracks on that which are better than the Rolling Stones version of the songs, but that's not one of them. It's not dirty enough. I read that. Was I talking before about I read that Keith Richards
You said it was very good, yes.
Well, do you know what it's great for? It's difficult to recommend it, to be honest with you, as a book itself, because it's not a lot, well, there's a lot of rubbish in it. But there's two great things in it. I would recommend everyone to read it, because it tells you the truth about two things. It tells you the truth about the Rolling Stones music in detail, about how they developed and all that kind of thing. Very, very interesting. Not just for musicians, but very, very interesting for people who aren't musicians, how the music comes together. And secondly, everything you want to know about drugs is in there. The truth. And I'm not saying to recommend that people take it, but it tells you all about drugs. And you know the way in the paper you read a lot of nonsense about drugs? There's the truth. Read that book. If you want to know about drugs, read that book.
Did you see Mick Jagger last night? That program about people.
No, I didn't see.
Getting old, and
that program about rock and roll people getting old. And on BBC 4.
Yeah.
Excellent. I saw it the other night, and I think it was repeated last night.
Mick Jagger in particular. I mean, the clip that they showed was he was 68 years of age.
Did you see him flying about the place?
Couldn't get over it.
He looks like a 14-year-old.
I know.
And there's not a pick on him.
It's great.
But you see, what happens is those guys, I mean, they're the first generation. They're the first generation of rock and roll. And the premise of the program was, what's going to happen when these guys die?
Yeah.
I mean, Mick Jagger's going to die, and Paul McCartney's going to die. So half the Beatles are dead.
Yes.
All these people are all going to go. Even me.
Yes.
And there's no second generation. And it's only a unique thing. And the unique thing was, and we talked about this the other day, that the most amazing thing was that all these people, they all peaked when they were about 22. And now they're still hanging about doing what they did when they were 22. And they're now like 70. And there'll come a time when, Ringo's 70, these people, suddenly they'll be 75 and suddenly, they're falling off the perch. And then somebody will tell you that, Chuck Berry is 80-something. There was a documentary about Chuck Berry. I watched it the other night, and his father was in it. And it was made in 1986, featured Keith Richards doing the music, of course, called Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll. And Chuck Berry is pictured sitting and talking to his father. And he's talking to his father. His father's a very old man. He's like 86, 87. And Chuck Berry is 60 years old, and he looks... He's 60 years old at the time.
Yes.
You're going to pick me up there, weren't you?
No,
you saw the opportunity. You're in there like a rat. You're like a rat into a snake. A snake into a rat.
The question was, what age is his father?
His father was 87 when Chuck Berry was 60.
Yes, but that's...
Yeah, and the point was
didn't tell us that.
No, but you wouldn't wait. You're just you're trying to get in. I got a chance here. Get at him. And when you let him finish, don't let him finish. There's a chance to get in. Like a wee terrier. And anyway, Chuck Berry is 60, sitting talking to his father. And you look at Chuck Berry and you look at his father. You say, his father looks no more like Chuck Berry. He doesn't look like him at all. And then later on, as the years fly on, and then you see a photograph of Chuck Berry in the paper. He is now 85 or 86. Chuck Berry is older than the Queen. Do you know that? And suddenly you see, Chuck Berry turned into his father. And suddenly the old Chuck Berry is gone. That'll happen to us all. I hope I turn into my father. My father was a nice man, even though he didn't know my name.
Yeah. Is it true about Chuck Berry?
Yes.
I've heard these stories.
A hateful man.
Yes, but a very miserable man, money-wise. Very
completely. So that's why I never had... See, the reason why they made that movie a long time ago, and the reason why I developed an interest in it was because I read in that book, Life by Keith Richards, he talked about the whole process. Because what he'd said was that Chuck Berry had gone through his whole life, had written all these wonderful songs, but never had a good band because he wouldn't pay them. What he used to do, he used to turn up in the local band, and he'd say, well, he wouldn't rehearse or anything. He'd just arrive up with his guitar and he'd say, right, go, B flat. And the way he'd start playing Johnny Be Good because everybody knew it. And then he'd take the money and go, and then somebody else would pay the band. He never had a band. So Keith Richards says, I'm going to get a good band. So we got a good band together and made Chuck Berry come, and then he fought with them all the time. But he was hateful, he said, but he couldn't dislike him. He couldn't dislike him. He's a hateful, awkward man.
But is it true that Chuck Berry demanded cash for all his gigs?
Yeah, no, what he used to do.
And if he played an encore, he demanded more money. Before he would do the encore, he would say to the promoter, I want X amount of money.
Yes. Also, what he used to do was he'd say, let's say his fee was $10,000. He'd say, he'd say his fee was $10,000. He said, okay, he says, I want $11,000, let's say. I want $11,000. If the band that you get me is good, I'll take 10.
Oh, very.
You
So,
see?
so the band were never that good.
They're never that good. No. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's play another track from somewhere.
No. Adrian, please.
Adrian, please. What does that mean, Adrian, please?
Adrian's on one.
Hello, Adrian.
Good morning, Gerry. Gerry, I'm phoning up about my 13-year-old daughter. On Saturday morning, she's doing an abseil down the Oval Tower in Belfast, which is the highest tower in Ireland at the minute.
Yes.
And she's doing it in aid of Save the Children and the Ulster Cancer Foundation.
Good girl.
And I wonder if anybody, any of your kind listeners would like to sponsor. I could give you the number of the Ulster Cancer Foundation where everything's being coordinated from.
Okay, give us the number.
It's 90663281.
It's a wee bit late today now, but you might get a couple of calls. 90663281.
Yes, and her name's Rachel Atkinson.
Rachel Atkinson.
Yes.
Is she terrified at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. She's actually abseiled with the National Deaf Children's Society before.
Well, she's
well used to it, but she's only 13. She's the youngest one doing the abseil on Saturday, so she is.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
And I think she's going to be one of the first ones down.
All right, then. Okay, where's she going to abseil again?
Down the Oval Tower in Belfast.
All right, then. Okay, we wish her all the best for that. And if people want to sponsor, by all means, give us a ring. It's who's she doing it for again?
Save the Children and the Ulster Cancer Foundation has been split between the two organisations.
All right, all donations will be gratefully accepted. 90663281.
Yes.
And the lady's name is Rachel Atkinson.
Yes, and she's only 13.
13?
Yes.
All right, then. Fair play to her. She's got a heart like a lion.
She has indeed, Gerry.
All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Do you see that album, Stone Country?
Yes.
It really, really is good, you know. And what?
Listen, could you say, I don't know if you've said hello to Maeve MacGyver in Talbot Park here in Derry. She's a huge...
I have done that already. That's okay. Well, good morning to Maeve.
MacGyver.
Yes. Right. There's one of the tracks, all these are all rock and roll tracks on Stone Country, but there's one at the very, very end, which I like a lot. It's a slow song by George Jones. George Jones, of course, is one of the finest singers ever. And he's singing "Time Is On My Side." Do you want to hear that?
Do you remember the time they asked us to abseil? Do you remember that? And we went and got photographs taken up on top of the tallest building here in Derry. They wanted us to abseil over.
Yes, they failed.
It was even difficult for the photographs.
I found it hard getting the photograph taken. They failed miserably in their bid to get us to abseil. No, abseil I shall never do.
Oh, I would never do it.
No, the life is too short, and it would be shorter if we abseiled. I guarantee to be killed. The rope would nip. This is George Jones, the real George Jones.
Time is on my side. Time is on my side. Now you always say that you want to be free, but you'll come running back. You'll come running back. You'll come running back to me. Yeah, time is on my side. Time is on my side. You're searching for good times, but just wait and see. You'll come running back. You'll come running back. You'll come running back to me. Oh, go ahead, baby. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and light up the town. And baby, do anything your heart desires. Remember, I'll always be around. And I know, like I told you so many times before, you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back, baby, knocking right on my door. Time, time, time is on my side. Time is on my side. 'Cause I've got the real love, the kind that you need. You'll come running back. You'll come running Yeah, you come running back to me. Yeah, time is on my side. Time is on my side. I said time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Oh, that's great. That's George Jones.
Great.
Not good?
Ah, he's great.
Excellent. What a singer. You see, you can't be bothered with country and then you hear that. That's real country. That's not Irish country.
Good that he got his act together again, isn't it?
See, nobody can do that.
No.
Boys try, but they can't.
There was a time when they banned all those singers from the radio in America. The George Jones and Buck Owens and Dolly Parton, all that type of country was all saying that's
Yeah,
it's
they
no
said that
good.
was old fashioned.
We
They
don't
called
want
it.
that.
They called it. What did they call it? They had a word for it. Americana.
Was that what it was?
As if it was like kind of Mayan pottery or something. Then they realised how good those guys were. Tell the gentleman who wanted to transport his pet from one of our islands to the other in the United Kingdom. Tell him to contact Service Air at Belfast International Airport. They're always flying dogs out.
Service Air. Could you give out that number for wee Rachel, who's abseiling again?
Wee Rachel, who's abseiling, if you can ring 90663281. 90663281. James says, great show this morning, enjoying the crack. I've just realised that you are an icon. He said, you're an icon. You have been an icon for years, held in lofty regard in all the best circles in this fair and pleasant land for your single-handed crusades in self-tanning, moisturising, not to mention your carefree flair for fabrics and your penchant for the latest cutting-edge fashions. Gerry, you're saluted. Sometimes, you think these boys are kind of slagging you, I often think that. Let the man know that he could send his dog on the ferry. Well, you let me know what ferry you can get to Lanzarote, and I'll take it. Gentlemen, a golden Labrador has gone missing. I'm just mopping up here.
Yes, of course.
A golden Labrador has gone missing from the Island McGee area. I'm just checking these emails here. It's important that we get all this stuff in because, after all, this is why we're here. No, we don't have one. Hold a second. See where it slows down?
Yeah.
You see that? So you see, this is no good, you see, whenever you're reading emails.
What about David Jacobs?
What about him?
How is he these days?
I don't know. The other day we watched a programme called The Chase, a quiz show.
Oh, I love it.
What is it?
A Chase, that's great. I love it.
By Bradley Walsh.
Yeah, he's great on it.
Is he?
Yeah, honestly.
One question was, which actress starred as a child in Lassie Come Home? There were three choices, one of which was obviously Elizabeth Taylor. The girl went for Lana Turner. Bradley Walsh looked at her and said, have you ever seen Lassie Come Home? The girl replied, no, I don't watch sad films. I don't watch anything that makes me feel uncomfortable. And Bradley Walsh instantly said, well, don't be watching this back.
He's very good.
He's very quick, actually. Yeah,
he's good.
Here's a track from a new album which I have. It's called Stone Country. I hope that people aren't thinking I'm just playing this because it's the only album I have with me. I don't know why that was planted in their brain.
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I see people turn their heads and quickly walk away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door and I want it painted black. Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the facts. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black. No more will my greasy turn into a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes.
Well, I have to confess, that's a bit anemic, that one. That's Tracy Lawrence. Now, we're not playing any more tracks from that album, A, because there are none left, and secondly, because we've run out of time. We actually won't get to the end of this one. So this is Painted Black by Tracy Lawrence from Stone Country. Back tomorrow at 10:30. Goodbye.